Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all having a good week and you're excited for a brand new speed build today. We are still working on my save file and we're working on another family home. I apologise for that clicking. We're working on another family home in Newcrest today, which I am loving building here at the moment. We are building for a family of, gosh, how many? 6. We have 2 parents, we have a young adult son, we've got a teenage girl, we've got a child girl, and then we have a toddler girl. So it's a busy house. The 2 eldest have a different father, and the mother has remarried and now she has 2 younger children with this man, and it's just quite a chaotic household. I really love the storyline of this family. I think that it's just like quite realistic, I suppose, so it just makes it more, I don't know, I find it more enjoyable when I have a storyline and I've got kind of like an idea of the personality behind the household. So if you guys watched yesterday's video, you'd know that the neighbour to this house is a teenage girl and she has a crush on her neighbour, and the neighbour is this girl in this house, and neither of them have admitted to each other that they like each other, and neither of them know if the other one is interested, because they are both female and they don't know if they like one another that way. But I think it's a really cute story, and they are, I'd say, like 15ish, and they're in high school together, maybe they're in the same class, and they never really hang out after school, but they get the same bus together and they've got like a cute little relationship going on, but like they don't actually talk, you know, like classic when you're like that age. I suppose that's quite common. And I guess because this is a very American style plot, I suppose, well, this whole row is very American, to be honest. I just love doing American suburban style houses because it's so the complete opposite of what I'm used to. I apologise for the loud traffic, there's not much I can do though. But I think that building massive American houses is just so fun because I never see houses like this in real life, and on Pinterest I'm always like in awe of how gorgeous the houses are. I know obviously this is like upper class in America and not everything is this fairy tale land of big houses, but I love them. So I'm really enjoying creating these like American storylines, and it's like you see in the films for us British lot. Houses do not look like this here, and yeah, if they did then they would be like £2 million or something. But yes, so a little bit of the storyline. The mum was previously married to the eldest 2's father, and they split up when the kids were like, I'd say that the son is like 18, 19 years old and she's 15-ish. So when they were like, I don't know, 10 and 13, 14-ish, and yeah, they just didn't really get along anymore, and then she found her current husband and they ended up getting pregnant with a little girl, and that girl is now, I'd say, around like 9 years old, and then they did have another one at some point and she is now 2 years old. So yes, it's a very chaotic household. I think that the teenage girl is a little bit troubled in this house. She is going through a phase, you know, as most teenagers do. She doesn't really want to interact with her younger siblings that much. They get on her nerves, they always try and like annoy her, and she's just like having none of it. So they don't get on very well. I wouldn't say they're like enemies or anything, but like, you know, she's going through that phase where she's like just totally disinterested in most people, other than the neighbour. That girl is a goth and she is very out there, the complete opposite of the girl who lives here. So I think she quite likes it. She's very different to her, and as much as no, they've never spoken, they pretend like they are like kind of going out, even though they just like make eyes at each other. Which is like totally what it's like when you're younger. It was for me anyway, although the guy that I liked was kind of my friend and he definitely did not like me. And it was just basically me going, did he look at me? So that was my 14-15 years, and then I did end up going out with a different person when I was 15, so yeah, fun times. But being a teenager isn't easy at all, and I just find it funny coming up with these storylines for this particular family because My goodness, honestly, whenever I try and record, there is some sort of noise in the background, whether it's cars or animals, or every single time I try and film, there is some sort of noise. So I do apologise if there's background sound, but at this point I've been putting it off all day. See, as I say it, loud cars. I think they're tractors, to be honest. My hillbilly lifestyle, living in the country, there's always loads of tractors, and it's now sunny, so everyone's probably like, yes, party, now we can go out in the sunshine, because it's been really gross. It was gross yesterday and today up until now, so everyone's like excited that it's sunny probably, and considering it's literally like nearly coming to the end of June, you'd think it would be warm, but not really. Although me and my fiance always have the debate whether it is actually hot or not, because I'm a very cold person, he's a very hot person, so yeah, I'm always freezing. But anyway, back onto the build. We are still working on the exterior because for some reason it seemed to take me all day, and the floor plan, it did come together quite quickly, to be fair. The downstairs was a little bit more tricky, but I really like the upstairs. It's kind of an unusual shape, but I think it looks nice, so let me know what you guys think. I do end up changing the downstairs ever so slightly. By here, as you can see, I do change the door placement around because I wasn't really sure which one I wanted to be a bathroom, and one's a little laundry room, which is kind of weird because it's sort of like linked with the dining room, so that's the only bit that I'm not 100% fond of, but it's fine. Also, I hope you guys like the background music. I am changing it up a little bit each day. I really like this kind of music. It's just really chill, and whenever I watch speed builds, I really like to have like quite calm music because it's kind of like my downtime. Whenever I watch a speed build, it's like when I've got calm time that I don't have to think about too much, and it's just kind of like a relaxation thing. So I hope you guys like the music. Let me know what you guys are up to. Do you watch my videos when you're studying? Are you just chilling out? Do you watch them? Do you just listen to what I'm saying? I'd love to know. I know it's different for everybody, and you know, even some people watch with subtitles, so I assume that you just don't even listen to me, or maybe you're hard of hearing, so I hope I'm enunciating correctly for the subtitles to appear correctly, but who knows with YouTube. But anyway, we are now working on the interior, finally. I did actually start with the hallway, which is a rarity, that never happens, so I hope you guys like how it turned out. I quite like the floor plan, like I said. I've been loving using these like open doors to enter each room. I don't know why, I just think they look really nice, so let me know what you guys think. And I'm just so like full force in my save file right now. I'm like really going for it at the minute, which is a lot of fun, but it is very, very time consuming, and I've been working on a build every single day, in the day and in the evening. Today I actually had a break this morning, and I actually slept in longer than I probably should have, but I was really tired. And I don't know whether anyone else gets this, but when you're like really tired and your legs get really twitchy, I've always had that since I was little, but my legs were like really twitchy, so I was like, you know, I probably should sleep longer because I don't really get enough sleep. And I went to bed quite late last night. What was I doing? I was drawing. I was drawing last night, guys. I haven't drawn in ages, so I was like, you know, we'll do something a bit more creative. So I've been drawing houses, and I'll probably try and recreate them in Sims at some point. But anyway, back onto the build. A little bit more of the backstory for this family. The parents that are now the parents, so that obviously the dad is a different dad, but with the younger two, anyway, you know what I mean. They met after the mum split up with her first husband, and they met at work. I think possibly they were like in an office job, nothing too fancy, but you know, it paid the bills. And they fell in love, and they went on like a tropical holiday together, possibly with some other friends as well, and then they decided that they did want to get engaged and, you know, remarry with each other. I think possibly he was married in the past as well, but didn't have any children, so they found love in each other. Also apologise, and my bottle keeps popping. But they eventually got engaged, and they ended up having 2 children together, and now they live in this snazzy house. So I think maybe they left their office jobs, maybe one of them kept it for a while just to keep the bills going, but I think the other one moved on to, like, I was kind of imagining maybe the dad was a detective, so he's got quite a good paying job, and maybe the mum is like, oh gosh, what could she be? I feel like she left the office job. I feel like that was temporary. Perhaps she's like in sales or something, like on the phone, so she does stay home quite a bit, but she's still got a big responsibility. Maybe she's got her own business selling something, I don't know what, but so I think that she's a little bit more creative, and he's kind of the one who is working quite a lot, and she stays home with the kiddos sometimes, but she's also working, of course. And then the eldest son, he is like 18, 19ish, so he's hoping to move out soon, and he's got a girlfriend, and he just kind of does his own thing. I think he's got his own car, and he's not really interested in being around the family that often because he's kind of independent, but he does help the mum out with the little one because she's only 2. And then we also have the teenager, of course, who is fixated on the neighbour, but she's also got her own life as well. I think she's quite into art, she likes anime, and she's into like digital art as well, so I think she's perhaps like studying to go off to university to do digital art, and I think maybe the son is just wanting to move out. I don't think he's really got like a main career in mind. I feel like he's like a mechanic or something car related. I know that isn't the thing in the game, but oh well, we can pretend. And perhaps he's just, you know, working all the time and trying to save up to move out with his girlfriend. And yeah, and then the child, she is also into art. She's quite creative. She looks up to her big sister a lot, but currently they don't get on the best because obviously the teenager is trying to be a bit more independent, doesn't want her 9-year-old sister following her around, but the 9-year-old very much looks up to her big sister. And then the toddler is just all into everything, so obviously she doesn't have like a main creative focus yet, or just any focus at all. She's just into playing, and I feel like she's a little bit wild. She's very active and quite a lot to handle. And yeah, I think she's got a very big personality, which will of course show more as she gets older. But yeah, I really like how this house turned out. I was really unsure what to do in this particular little nook because it's quite a big space, and I'd already put a kitchen and a lounge in, so I was like, don't know what to put there. And I did decide to include a little laundry room as well, which kind of looked a bit weird, not gonna lie, but I thought, well, it's fine, it's near the bathroom, we'll just roll with it. Ideally I probably would have had the archway on the other wall, but then there's like another wall in between, so I couldn't have put an archway there because the supporting wall was there, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle, but we got there in the end. But we're nearly finished with the downstairs, so I hope you guys like it so far. I made sure to include laundry because sometimes I do forget, and in every single build I've got a checklist because I remember everything else, but when it comes to laundry baskets, the alarms for the doors, like the robbers, the oven for the fire alarm, and the thermostat, I always forget that, and I also forget the bin in the kitchen. Don't know why. And when it comes to the outside, it's always the bin on the outside, or trash can, whatever you want to call it, and the post box, letterbox, whatever, which I always forget. So yeah, it's very annoying, but I did remember to include them today, so I have to like mentally have a checklist of like, have I included these things? Hopefully yes, but usually I'd forget one of them. But I am getting better at remembering before I upload, so that's always a good thing. Plus, when you have like the bump outs in the top of the building, you know, like the little tiny windows, obviously you can't really use them because they're sort of in the roof, they're more so for decoration, but I like to make sure that I've put a light in there and like decorated it as if it's in use, so like with the same floor and the same walls as the hallway of the house, and sometimes I forget. So if there are any builds that I upload like that, do let me know and I'll edit them because it does annoy me and I do forget to do that sometimes. But I don't think I did today, or yesterday. This build is already up on the gallery if you guys would like to download it. I'm trying to be a bit more efficient with uploading because sometimes I forget to. But this build is on my gallery if you guys would like to play in it. It's under Laura Abbey X as always. And yeah, so this is the teenager's room. This is the one who is a lesbian. She is 15 years old and she's into art. She loves anime. She wants to go off to university to study digital art, and I love her room. I feel like she's quite a fashionista as well. And this is the window I was talking about that looks onto the other girl's bathroom, which sounds really sketchy, but there's also another bedroom on the side of the other house, which I was on about yesterday, where the girl in the other household, the gothic girl, she wants to move her bedroom to that side of the house so she can, like, you know, wave to her through the window. Not that they do that, but she just wants to be closer to her crush, which I think is quite cute, but also, you know, her parents probably see that as a bit weird because they're quite conservative, and yeah, I don't know whether they know that she's interested in girls, which obviously might come as a shock to them because they are very posh and snobby and they're not very accepting, especially her mother in the other household. But if you guys want to see that storyline, be sure to check out yesterday's build because I'm talking about the other build next door. But this family, I feel like they're quite accepting, and even the stepdad, I think he's just a very nice guy. I don't think the older kids necessarily like love him. I think they are still a bit, you know, put out that she's no longer with their father, but I think that they know that he's a good guy, and especially the son. This is obviously the eldest's room. He is, like I said, 18, 19-ish, so he wants to move out, and I feel like as much as he doesn't love the stepfather, I feel like he knows that he's good for the mum, so, you know, he's not going to stand in their way. But yes, I really like this room. Honestly, it was a little bit of a wild card for me because I never ever used this kind of colour scheme, and I just wanted to make it feel like kind of like a teenage boy's room, but also like a bit older as well. I didn't want it to have like a childish vibe to it, but also still like, you know, his childhood bedroom, which is quite a difficult combination to accumulate as one, but I think it looked good in the end, so I hope you guys like it too. But this is the parents' room. I never really do much in the parents' room, I just want it to be quite simplistic, but I really like the colour scheme. I haven't used this bed in quite some time in this colour swatch, so I think it turned out really nice. And yeah, this bed is from Lovestruck if you guys want to know. I absolutely love Lovestruck. I think there's a lot of cute items in there. My only downfall about Lovestruck is that it definitely messed up in gameplay when it comes to Sims using a double bed. I don't know whether you guys have had that experience as well, but whenever I have my Sims go to bed in the same bed, one of them gets out every time, and then they won't just stand there, they'll like go off and do something else, and it'll be like the middle of the night and I'm like, just please go to bed. So that is a glitch which definitely came with Lovestruck, because obviously now they can like cuddle as they sleep, which is really cute and I love that, but it does also make it so they glitch quite a lot because they have to like rely on the other person. So that is kind of irritating, but you know, we'll try and ignore it, but I hope at some point they fix that because it is very annoying. But anyway, we're now working on the little girls' room. We're nearly finished with the girls' room, to be honest. But I really like how it turned out. I think this room is adorable. We try to include as many like kid-friendly things as possible, and I just think it's a really nice space. And these little butterflies, which I honestly forget to use quite often, so it's quite nice to remember to use them today. And then this is the final bedroom. This is the toddler's room, and it's honestly adorable. This wallpaper in particular is just stunning, so I hope you guys like it too. But I am going to end the voiceover by here. We have one bedroom left, and then do we have bedrooms or is it bathrooms? Bathrooms, my bad. We've got the bathrooms left and the upstairs, and then we have all of the screenshots, so I hope you guys enjoy the visuals. I don't remember how many bathrooms this place has. I think it's four bathrooms, and we have 5 bedrooms. I think it's 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, which is quite good. It's not a massive house. It is on a 30 by 20. So, you know, it's a reasonable size, but considering we do have quite a lot of bedrooms and bathrooms, so I hope you guys like it. If you would like to use it, it's available on my gallery, like I said, and it will be a part of my save file in the long run, so that's also exciting. And all of the houses in this row are going to look the same, as in colour scheme wise. So anywho, I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new speed build, hopefully a Let's Play episode, because every day I keep saying it and then like time just gets away from me because I'm so focused on building. But anyway, it's quite difficult to keep up every day, but we're going strong. But I appreciate you guys. Like always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, share it with a friend, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another speed build. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Thank you.